Well, hi everybody. Welcome to the Menolounge, very special edition. We have got my friend and yours, big sister on social media for all things menopause, Tamsen Fadal with us today. Woohoo! Happy Friday, by the way. Let's see if I'm gonna, hey Suzanne, how are you? Let me see if I can see Tamsen. I'm gonna grab her. Talk amongst yourselves. Here we go. So exciting to have her stopping by the Menolounge, considering the millions of stops. I just saw her, I guess a week ago, 2 weeks ago now in San Francisco, and she had so many stops. She was so present and amazing just with us in San Francisco at the Stronger conference. Hey there. And then headed off to book passages, and I don't know where else she went because 5 minutes later I saw her on something else. So I think we should just give her a shout out just for the pace that she's keeping up. And, while we're waiting for her to hop on, I'll just give her, oh, here we go. I see her. Let me grab you here, Tamsen. I sent you an invite. Let's see if you get that. There we go. I'll stop talking because this is the part where you can't hear me anyway. Here she comes. Uh-oh. It says, Tamsen, it says you're unable to join. Let's see. Now that will not be good. I know you're there. All right, I'll let you keep doing what you're, oh, there she is.
Hi
Hello.
there. How are
How
you?
are you, friend?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
I
I,
love it. Happy Friday,
oh
right?
gosh, happy Friday. I just came in from outside. I'm in LA right now and it's like gorgeous out and I don't know, sunny. So I got outside for a little while.
So am I.
I
I'm
know.
here
Oh,
also
you are? Where are you?
in Van Nuys
Oh,
at one
okay.
of my
Okay. Yes, yes,
original
yes.
besties. Tamsen, you'll appreciate this. My bestie Tracy, we've been best friends since we were 4 years old.
Oh,
Four.
I love that. I love that. That's
So
so
far.
awesome.
So I always
That's
try to
real
stay.
community. That's
That's
awesome.
that's a forever
That's
friend
a
right there, right?
forever friend. That really
So,
is.
new forever friend,
Yes.
Tamsen. Okay, I know we could just go straight to the chit chat, but I still want to give you your flowers. Can I just say,
Oh,
let's just
thank
drop
you.
a pin in uh 13 Emmys you have as a journalist, maybe
Thank you.
more. You're like, well, actually 15.
No, 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 that's right. No, no, no.
Emmys. You are a producer of The M Factor, not to mention, of course, menopause advocate.
Thank you.
So many things. And then now, hello, drum roll, New York Times
Thank
bestseller.
you.
How
I'm so
fun.
excited about the book. I'm so excited about all these women I'm meeting. I've been on the road since I saw you in San Francisco. Wait, did I see you in San
San
Francisco last
Francisco,
or yeah,
yes.
in San
After
Francisco?
your world's
Oh yeah,
hottest
yeah, yeah. I
party
was
in Las
gonna say like there
Vegas.
was two things that we saw
Then,
each other at. And I've just met so many incredible women. It's
yeah.
unbelievable. I was in Denver, Chicago, before that, New York and New Jersey. So it's been really special. It's been really special to like, just to come into cities and make new friends. And
Yeah.
it's been really fun. It's been
And
really
really
fun.
hear firsthand how what
Yeah.
you're doing is touching women. I think we forget sometimes when we're on social, you're so prolific on social media, which that's a whole
Thank
different
you.
workshop. I have no idea how you do that, but
Thank you.
you have cool people on your team. No,
I
I
have
know that.
we have fun. We have a
Go
good
ahead.
time. We have a good time. We have to make it fun because if not, it's just I don't want to wake up every day like, oh gosh, I gotta do this.
Right.
So it's we have a good time with it. And I feel like yeah, I mean meeting people, seeing like the different conversations that happen and like where we go with the conversation. I mean, you start on one conversation, it goes to the next and the next. So it's been quite a learning experience for me.
Yeah.
It's been really fun.
Well, I would love
And
to
I,
hear
I was
some
in
of those.
Chicago and your Meadow bars were there, and I was like, oh, I feel like you're everywhere with me. I love it.
Thank you.
I
I try
love
to
it.
be. I can't be, but the bars always can,
You're so
So
kind. You're
uh,
so kind. It's
I
awesome.
love.
It's really
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you for
Yeah, of
that. Thank you for being a
course.
fan. I have to say, you've seen all this. Like you and I have been in this conversation for a long. Like it's so
Yeah,
strange. It's such a new old
I
conversation. We're
know.
like OGs,
I know.
But
I
what do
know.
you think, Tamsin, now that you're out and about talking to so many women in person,
Yeah,
especially, why do you think menopause now is a movement? I know you share that on your website too, a movement, not just a moment, because I get a little triggered when people say, oh, menopause is a moment.
I
Why,
know that
why are
annoys
we a
me.
movement? Yeah, how's it
Um,
changed, you think?
Well, I think that a moment is like, oh, here's this passing fancy that's like, oh, it'll come and go, and it's not going to come and go. It's been, we just nobody was acknowledging it. So I do think that we're moving into a new place of redefining it, rebranding it in many ways, and not rebranding it in like a oh, we need a new word necessarily, but more so rebranding what people think of when they imagine it. Like I know what I thought of a long time ago, and I don't think it's like that anymore. Like I see a lot of power in this phase of life, and I see a lot of excitement by women, and so I think it's been really interesting to watch this grow. And it's not just doctors, and it's not just advocates. It's like it's real women that are
Mhm.
having these conversations and moving them with men and with workplaces and like with their younger daughters and younger siblings. So I that's where the movement happens
I
for
love that.
sure.
That makes so much sense because maybe it's a moment if a few people who talk about it a lot
Yes.
are talking
Yeah, of
about it. But
course.
it
Of
becomes a
course.
movement when everybody, when women, all voices,
Yeah.
men, young women, young
Yes.
men. My son's,
I
mom,
know.
follow this
I
person on
love it.
TikTok,
I love it.
Um,
I love
that's
hearing that.
that's how that movement really happens. It's exciting.
It's super
We'll see
exciting.
where it goes.
It's super exciting, super necessary, and I don't think it's even getting it's just getting started. That's what I actually really think.
Yeah, I think
That's what I really think.
tip of the
I
iceberg.
know.
So we'll just ride the wave. Okay, let's go into the book. And for me,
Yes.
okay, I always hate that
Tell
it
me.
goes backwards on Instagram, but whatever.
Oh,
Okay,
it's okay.
I went straight to part three. Hello, lifestyle, nutrition, movement, and mindset.
I know. I
That's
know.
my jam.
Yep.
That is
Yep.
my jam, and I know it's yours too.
It
As
is.
the non-medical practitioners in this space,
I know.
yes, we're team HRT. If that's for you too. I love it. Everybody's like, oh, where's your patch? How much is your
I
patch?
know. I know.
It's a fun combo. You showing your patch? Yeah,
I do. I have to. I always check it to see what side it's on today.
I
Oh,
know.
here we go.
Where is it? Or is
It's
that the
here
same? Oh,
next to my glue. This is my old one. I haven't taken my glue off yet. Somebody told me to have some kind of glue remover now, so I'm
that's
waiting
what
to
I
get it.
heard. I
I
just
know. I'm
love it.
excited.
I'm
I
not
do too.
showing
Well,
mine
I
because
use olive oil.
I wear mine back here.
You do?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you
Okay.
could do that.
You can. And I looked it up, and this is TMI, but whatever. That's what we all do in this
Yeah, yeah.
conversation. 3 babies later, there's a few rolls right here that just was making it not stay where I wanted it to
I
stay.
know mine comes undone sometimes now. I'm like, when did that start happening? Oh, so where do you put it? On your back?
I put it on my upper buttocks right here,
Oh, I
not
like
my back,
that.
too
I didn't
high,
know
but
that.
down low. It's
Okay.
is it like a menopause tramp stamp? Is that
I
inappropriate?
don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but I'll take it. That's awesome. I
Yeah,
had
I
no
feel much
idea.
better. Yeah, it
I
lays
had
nice and flat back there. Whoops, did I lose you?
you
Uh-oh.
see me? Oh, there we
Yeah,
go.
there you
There
are.
we go.
There you are. There. Okay, back to the programming.
Tell me.
Okay, part three, lifestyle. Let's go. And those areas you address nutrition, movement, and mindset. So let's just kind of
Yeah.
get to that. Okay,
Yeah.
nutrition. You've made a lot of changes. You talk about Mediterranean. We love Mediterranean. Our clinical nutritionist is all about Mediterranean. Tell us why you decided that is what you wanted to share in the book.
I mean, I think that's the only one that really worked for me. I've tried everything else. I'm Gen X, and so I've tried every diet, every nutrition plan, everything. I went back to school to IIN,
Yeah.
and really like the Mediterranean plan just kept coming up over and over, and it's got everything in it that doesn't make it feel like you're suffering and not eating. And that's what I was worried about. I didn't want to be the person that was like, oh, now that I'm 54, I can't even have anything anymore. So I feel like that still gives you like the variety and ups your protein in different ways. Because I'm not a meat eater, and so I
Right.
need other I need other things for the protein. That was really hard for me. And so, and it still is. It's still like a struggle every day. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I want you to
you
give
know,
insight because we don't really talk about that because we are all
yeah,
talking about protein.
that
And
we have
I,
to
of
do it,
course, I
but
think
it's hard.
it when you're not eating animal protein. So what's your source for
I
protein?
mean, I do bars, I do. I do smoothies and protein shakes, and so those are like two of the supplemental ways that, like, I say, okay, at least I got those in there. I mean, I carry my Meno bars around with me in my purse, like till they're like, destroyed at the bottom of my purse, but I
Yeah,
always have
some
them in there. I always have two
reason.
because I feel like on a plane and I'm traveling a ton, so I feel like at least I have that, so I'm not running into one of those like Hudson News and getting
Right,
pretzels,
right. You
because
don't
that's not
want
going to
that.
help. And then, and so I've done, I do intermittent fasting, so then I don't eat until I have that shake in the morning, which is a great source of protein. And I put protein in there. I put vitamin D K2 because I've lacked in that for a really long time. I do the maca powder just because I had started that early on when I was trying to do it without hormone therapy
Right.
and mitigate hot flashes. And then I've got either greens or berries for anti-inflammation. And so I really try to think about like every single thing that I eat, like even if it only does a little, that it does something and it's
Right.
not just like taking away.
Right.
And then I start the rest of the day after I do that with either vegetables and high protein. Like I never used to eat salmon in the middle of the day. I was like, that's a dinner food.
Hmm.
And now I really understand that like that's not the case. I mean, we ate really differently.
Right.
Like, really. And so I've had to flip that whole thing around. So
So you
Mediterranean
do
is good
eat
for
fish
that for
though.
me.
So
I do.
fish is on the menu for you.
I
Okay,
do.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I just don't eat meat. And I don't really shellfish is not really my thing. I just don't know why. I just don't particularly like it. But I do Dover sole and I do salmon and tuna. So those are my kind of I mean, bronzina, whatever, like those kind of fishes.
Yeah.
And little by little, because I was all vegetarian and it was really hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
And I was losing muscle and I was, there was
Hmm.
a lot of differences. So
Hmm.
so I found that that's my plan. Like that's what I work with. And then it makes me know what I can get and can't get. Like I'm organized with like how I'm gonna eat, when I'm gonna eat, what I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
And so I like that so much
It's so
better.
much better. And it takes food from being the focus all the time. It's just
Oh
really
my
clear on
gosh.
what you know, what
Yep.
you can have. And those are really good choices. Tuna is a great, easy way to get
I know. I
protein
know. With white
on the
beans.
go
I
at
do it with white
home.
beans.
Yes. Oh, yum. I know.
I
Oh, that's so
know.
yummy.
And olive oil, I also sprinkle olive oil on like literally everything, and including my patch glue, but including my
Your
hair.
hair, your
It's been for
face.
everything.
Right. Wonderful.
But I really do believe in that. Like I've always, it's funny when I grew up in I'm Lebanese, and so the Mediterranean diet was like the thing. And all the other kids would have like cool bologna and cheese sandwiches, and I'd have like hummus and baba ganoush and like a pita chips. I'm like, this sucks. And
Yeah.
so now I totally embrace it. But it was good.
Right.
It was good. Like I learned. The other kids didn't like my breath,
They're
but
like,
whatever.
what is that?
What is
And
that
then pretty soon they're like, can I have
disgustingness?
some?
I know.
Kathy
No,
lost, hey, Kathy, she said sardines in olive oil.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. I
I
can't.
know. I know, but they're really good for
I
you. I
know,
know.
but
I haven't done them either, but I know they're really good for you.
when the
Really good for you.
heads are cut off,
Oh,
I could probably manage it. But the ones with the full face,
all
not
out. You can't do
it.
it. Yeah, but they're supposed to be a good sort. Like the smaller the fish, too, it's supposed to be the better the fish, and I know that. But Dover sole is easy for me at night, and salmon's easier for me. Like everybody has salmon. I don't know
Yeah.
why. All of a sudden, I see it everywhere. So I'm like extra salmon and avocado on everything, and
Yeah.
that seems to
It
work
was
really
always
well for me.
there, Tamsin. You just
I know.
weren't looking for it.
I didn't pay attention to it. But I actually was talking to this doctor a few weeks ago, an endocrinologist who was saying like a lot of the grains as a result of having been a vegetarian for so long, like she was looking at my sugar levels. She said a lot of things like the sweet potatoes or the quinoa things were converting to sugar too, even though they were really
The
good for me. So that I needed to
carbs.
focus more on I needed to focus more
Yeah.
on the fish
More
protein.
fish, and you can still have those complex carbs. You just need to
Yeah,
start with
I
that
just needed to like
first and
incorporate
then
more.
that.
I know, I'm
There you go.
learning. I'm
We're all
learning.
learning because the way we ate before just doesn't work now. So
It
we're
doesn't
all still
work.
learning.
It doesn't work. It was about deprivation then. I mean, it really
Well, right.
was.
You just don't eat and then you lose weight and
Yeah.
then you walk and you eat, drink a Diet Coke
I
at the end. Right.
Oh my God, I know. And snack wells. Trust
Yes.
me, I know.
100 calories. Yeah. Oh, I love those. The vanilla ones. Oh
So did
God.
I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But
Not
now we have no, 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 no. Now we have bars.
balance nutrients, balance nutrients. Okay, so
I
let's go
love it.
next is
Yeah,
movement.
yeah.
So you and I love our dumbbells and our
I
workouts. Tell
do.
us more about
I
your
just got
movement.
back. I just got back for a walk. I have wrist weights with me today, and I just did 5 miles this morning. So I feel like the movement is huge for me. I used to be, oh, walking isn't really exercise, and that's just BS. Like that is not true. So I try to get out and do that every day because I'm looking at older people around me right now, and the difference between ones that are able to have balance and walk and sit up and sit down and get off the floor and the difference between those that have a hard time getting up or sitting down. And I realize that that is really, really important, that flexibility, that movement. My father can get down on the floor and sit up. So I'm working on that with Ira right now because he used to play sports. And so I was like, too bad. Sit down and get up. So
Dave
I'm
is the
just really,
same way.
oh my
You met
gosh,
Dave the other day on
of
FaceTime,
course.
but he played football, all the way
That's
through
what Ira did.
college,
Yeah.
and he cycles. So he's always sort of bent over and not in a flexible. He's not
I know.
flexible.
I know.
He's strong but not flexible.
I like try
So
to push him over when he's like bent. I was like, just go down, just go further. And he's like, my body doesn't do that. I'm like, it has to. So
okay, here's a
that's
hack
you know.
for Ira. Dave started stretching in the shower because
Oh,
all
that's
the
interesting.
muscles are warm. I'm like, be careful, don't slip in
Yeah,
there,
don't
die,
fall, but
But
that's
so pass
interesting.
that
I
on.
like that. Okay, I'm sure he won't do it, but I'll pass it on.
Julie said,
He
Dave
won't.
said,
He won't, but I'm gonna pass it
just
on
tell
anyway.
him if Dave,
Love that.
Mr. Football
I
Man, can
love
do it,
that.
he can
That's
try it. And
awesome.
my parents in their 80s, Tamsin, are so flexible because
So are
they have
mine.
worked,
It's
they have
unbelievable.
walked, they still go to the gym, they
Yep.
lift weights, and they
I
even eat more
love
protein now
that.
because of all of our
I love
conversations about
that.
protein.
I
So,
know my dad
yeah.
read my whole menopause book. I was really happy.
Yeah. And how about
How
the
funny.
sex part? What did we say?
I know, I know. He didn't say anything about it, but oh, well, he did. He did say, he goes, "Oh, these are things I should have known 20 years ago." And I was like, "Oh."
Okay, I'm still your little
I
girl.
was like, I didn't go into any, like, he didn't say anything specific. I was like, oh, thank God about Ira and I, because I wrote a lot of that. Ira was like, I can't believe you did this. Like, there's like a lot in there. And I'm like, I know, but it's going to be so helpful. It's going to
Right.
be so
He's
helpful.
like, great. But, and we see
Thanks.
him at anything. We're like, hey, Ira,
I
he's like,
know. Poor Ira. He
that's
had a
cute.
conference to go to in Las Vegas this week, and he was like, everybody's wife was telling their husbands about that red bow story. And I said, you're fine. You're not gonna die of embarrassment. No one's ever died of embarrassment. You're fine.
You're okay.
So
You're a hero.
I
Come
was like,
on,
breathe.
So cute. Okay, we'll let Ira off the hook for now. About lifting weights, you're
Yes.
lifting, yeah.
Always, always. Yeah, I did it this
Dumbbells.
morning before. Dumbbells, I've gone up now in weight, which I really like. So now I'm up to like 15s, 20s, 25, depending on the exercise. And I mean, that's not going to make you I mean, it's going to make you gain muscle, but it's not going to make you bulk up. And I don't know where we got these ridiculous
Well,
ideas.
because
And so,
our paradigm was
yeah,
being so skinny that
yeah,
any
you're right.
little
You're right.
muscle,
You're
but
right.
now we want to have muscle,
Yeah,
but there's no
I
way
love
we're
it.
going to get bulky. You have to eat so much. It's not going to happen. Very,
No,
very
no, no,
rare.
no, 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 no. And so so I feel good about that. I'm feeling like that conversation about muscle, and in the book what I really wanted to do was start a little bit smaller. Like I didn't want people to think they have to like go into the gym and be bodybuilders. And so we went through like beginner, intermediate and advanced, just so because I was talking to somebody as I was writing it, and she's like, I've never even been to the gym. I've never lifted weights before. She's like really, really skinny and like kind of frailish. And I said, well, you have to do this. It's really
Right.
important. And so she walks every day, but had never gone to the gym. So she started doing, I tested the beginner on her because I'm more like, I've been in the gym for a long time. And so it was really good. She was like, yeah, these are doable. I understand them better. So we did a QR code to that just to make it a little bit easier, but I love lifting. I do.
Really
I like,
good.
that's my fun day.
I love
The
it too.
cardio is a sucky day now. Yeah, I like lifting.
I love leg day. I think
Yeah, I love Lay Day
legs are
too.
a hack also, because you got your legs and glutes, those are your biggest
It's your
muscles.
biggest muscle. It's
You get
so
the biggest
great. Like
bang for
all
the
day
buck.
long. I agree with you. I agree with you. Though a friend of mine now is like able to pull herself up and do like what do you call
A
it?
pull up.
Um yeah, pull-ups. And I was like, what? And so I always have to have somebody with their feet, with their hands locked with my foot on them. But she's doing that. So that's my new like
Mm,
inspiration goal.
mm.
So
I
I
should do
don't know
that
if
because
it's
I
going to
cannot
happen.
do a pull-up. Plus,
I
I have
can't do
my
it to save
big
my
boobs on
life.
top of that. But
I can't do
that's
it to
just
save
an
my life.
excuse. We can
Yeah,
do
no, I
it.
can't do it to save my life.
We
Trust
can do
me.
it. We can do that. Let's put that
One
on the
day.
list of things.
One day.
Okay, mindset. This is actually
Yeah.
one of my most favorite topics
Me
because
too.
mindset is everything.
Yeah.
Just like the story I just made up, like I can't do a pull up because I have
Yep.
big, like, no, that's just mindset, right? So
Yeah. It's
we
everything.
talk about our mindset around lifestyle in the book. Lean into that a
Yeah.
little bit more.
Yeah, I do. I was at an event in Chicago, and this woman got up and she was like, I can't, I feel like I'm in the dark all the time. Like I can't see any brightness right now. And the reason I added mindset into this is because I think we talk a lot about what goes on in the doctor's office, but I don't necessarily know that we talk about what goes on after. Like that's 15 minutes. And then we have the whole rest of our day and week and month and year to deal with those things on our own. And so I do want women to not have this fear wrapped around this right now because I think we've all had it because it's so um it's all combined with ageism, with sexism, with getting older, or being this being the end, the reproductive years being over. So where is my usefulness? The invisibility. So I really wanted to push hard on that mindset part because I do think it is critical to focus on it. Like literally, I probably would have put it at the front of the book, but I knew I needed women to like at least understand the hormones and non-hormonal options and all the other things first. But mindset during this time is so critical. And and I do think that a lot of us feel a little guilty about taking this time for ourselves. And I think we feel a little guilty or a little shamed if we can't keep up the way we used to. And so I really wanted to touch on the mindset of that. And that's where I think community also falls into place because if you have like-minded people that you can share these things with, it feels very different,
It
really
really
different.
helps with that mind shift if you're stuck, if you're
Yeah.
around other people
Yep.
who are sharing their experience, or
No
we're sharing our
question.
experience, positive and negative. But it's
Yeah.
really
No question.
something I think I agree. When I would coach women entrepreneurs, it was always my module one
Yeah.
because I knew as I helped them expand their thinking about money and business
Yep.
and all those things,
All of
if
it.
their mindset was stuck, and they had beliefs that would hold them back, they could
Yep.
never actually become who they wanted to
A
be.
hundred
And so,
percent. And those can take over. Those can
mhm,
really take over and they can affect
mhm,
everything. And I think that can also affect you not feeling better physically too. So I just think
mhm,
that's a big deal. I interviewed Dr. Elizabeth Coleman for the podcast that I launched a few weeks ago, and we were talking about that and like how mindset. She deals primarily with breast cancer patients, but
yeah,
she was saying the mindset really impacts how they go through treatment. And
mhm,
she's like, but it's not just breast cancer patients; it's people across the
yeah.
board. So
Yeah, I'm not mad at the placebo effect. It's like if
yeah,
we
I
can
know.
tell ourselves more empowering stories, and we might have to keep saying them until we actually believe them,
Until we know,
it,
yeah.
it's it's just our own way of making a shift in a positive direction that we actually
Hmm.
have control over. Because there's
I
a lot
know.
of things
I
that
know.
happen in our bodies we don't have control over. So
100%.
we're in the world.
A hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Okay, I'm going to circle back with that mindset piece. How on earth did you convince yourself to talk about menopause when you were back, as a journalist, as an
Oh,
anchor, at the counter, at the table, on camera, when it was so not cool, not a good idea, actually, AKA career suicide,
it
sorry for the
was. It
words,
was not
to talk
cool.
about
It
it?
was
How
not
did
cool.
you use your own mindset and beliefs to actually do that?
I think that like I was so pissed when I got that note in my patient portal that was like in menopause, any questions? It was so flip. And I was so mad about it. And then I was nervous, too, because I'm like, oh gosh, people at work here, I'm in menopause. How are they going to look at me differently on the air? And I know that sounds silly now, but 5 years ago, that was not,
Yeah.
no
I
one
don't
was
think it
saying those
sounds
words.
silly. That's why I think it's
Yeah.
important for you to keep sharing it
Yeah. I
because
mean,
women in the
yeah,
workplace are still having this exact experience.
feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But then so I really understand it. And I think I was just really angry that there was no information that I knew of and that I was chasing my own information. And then I didn't even know if what I was chasing was right.
Mm,
And so I don't know, I got really like from the inside this like I've got to talk about this somehow. Somebody and so I did on TikTok first because I was
mm,
nervous like people at work would see. And then I wound up going over to Instagram and then as soon as I did that, it was like the TikTok video kind of blew up because I was just reading symptoms. It wasn't really talking personally yet. And then
mm.
when I started talking personally, I was like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. And so I still like, I still tiptoed into the conversation a little bit. And so I did it by interviewing people first for it. So I'd interview business owners or I'd interview, doctors or advocates. And then more business owners, I guess, and doctors. But and then once it started to take, that I had some more facts. I was like, I'm just talking about it. And the
Yeah.
more I did, the more it just kept going and going. And then I couldn't believe it. And so now people are like, oh wow, you started talking about this a long time ago. I'm like, I still think it's like a year ago, and I don't realize it's been 5 years now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. I mean, when
I,
did you start? When did
I
you start?
remember when we had lunch when we first
Me
met, you
too.
were telling me,
Yeah, across
I'm
from
going
the
to be leaving
station.
soon. Yes.
Across from the station. I
Yes,
know. I was like, I think
exactly.
I'm going to leave my job
Right.
to talk about this full out. And I was like working on the documentary at the time. Like, I still can't believe that is, only
Oh,
October that we did the film, released the film.
M
It's
Factor.
crazy.
I
Yeah, we were
mean,
in Chicago. It's been like there was 200, 150, 200 people there.
yeah,
I was blown away.
it continues. I was just at the screening, another screening. I think I've seen it seven
How many
times too.
times have you seen
Finally, I'm
it?
like, okay, this is great. Love you guys. I'm out. As soon as they turn on
I
the film.
know, I know, I
Um,
know.
but in Menlo Park in Silicon Valley, filled,
Oh,
Hot Paws Health put it on, and 250 women, and they were
it's
just as eager and
amazing.
fresh and, beginner's
Yeah.
eyes. It's
I'm
such a
so
gift
happy
that you
about that.
guys, you and Denise and Joanna, put this incredible thing out there.
Thank
So,
you.
so
Thank you.
exciting. Okay, how about some tips? I don't know. You've got so many things in the book. Are
Oh,
there
yeah.
some tips that you just want to share that, are kind of favorites from the book?
Yeah. I think, I always go to lifestyle, that, but I would say this. I would say that one of the biggest things and the reason that chapter is so big is sleep is because I just think that you've got to get that under control before anything else. Like obviously you got to get your doctor's appointment, you got to get in there, MIDI Health, that's a great resource. We both know telehealth is a great way to do it if you don't have a doctor. But I would say that sleep is
Yeah.
critical, and you can start that today. Like you could start all those lifestyle things today because I didn't want it to be a book that was like dense and too deep that like you go, oh, now what do I do? I can't even
That's why I
understand
like,
this.
your social media girlfriend, that's like one of your things. This is like, if you
Thank
could call it also
you.
the girlfriend's guide to menopause. That's what I
I know.
like.
I thought I wanted to call it that. And then I was like, well, I don't know because there was already like that whole series of stuff. And then I was like, you know what? We don't have a how to. So it was kind of like between Girlfriend's Guide and what to expect when you're expecting. And I was like, it's the how to. And so I struggled with the title of that book. I was
It's
like, they wanted me
hard.
to say coming in hot. And I was like, no, nobody feels hot right now except physically. Like, I don't know, I don't think so. So there was like a lot of, what do I do? And we did we tested on social media actually, and that's how we actually came to the final title. And
Love.
but anyways, I think sleep is the big one. I think that figuring out what time you're going to go to bed, when you're going to get up, make that be your focus. Because I didn't want a book that was all like wellness tips that make you feel unwell by the time you get done
Right.
reading it because you
Right.
can't implement them.
Can't do all
And
that.
yeah, you can't do all that stuff. So if you can like figure out a bedtime, figure out when to get up, try to unwind as best as possible. I know it's really hard. My Aura Ring reminds me now because I can't, I have, and I set an alarm for a long time before I had the Aura Ring. And I do magnesium when I go to bed, and I'm not overly supplemented, but there are certain ones that I really like. And then I get up first thing in the morning and get outside and I do that
Yeah.
walk every day,
Every
every
day.
day.
Set
And
your
so even if I'm
circadian rhythm
traveling,
so it
every day.
knows.
And
Hmm.
it makes a huge difference for me. So those would be the tips that I would say to start with, because it doesn't cost any money. You can do it right away. It's something you can at least try to start implementing, and it's not going to be perfect the first day or the first week. It might not even be perfect the first month, but then at least you'll start to feel better.
I love that. Sleep is huge. It's a
It's
catalyst for so
huge. It's
many
huge. It's
things. We
huge.
wonder, it just makes our brain fog worse. It
Yeah.
makes our
It's
mood
totally,
worse, all those things when
totally.
we don't sleep. But you know what? No
Yeah.
one told me, because I started HRT at 59
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
I went that lifestyle
Of
approach until
course.
I
Of
just like,
course.
oh, I'm getting close to that 10-year window, which may or may not even be true
Yep.
anymore,
Yep. I
but
know. I
whatever.
know.
But progesterone makes you sleep.
Oh, well,
Oh my God.
that's a total game changer. I was just going with it. Yeah, that's a total
I
game
know.
changer. I mean,
I'm like,
progesterone is like,
Tamsen,
somebody said to me, "How are you sleeping?" I was like, technically this, but I did incorporate all the other stuff too because I needed
yes,
habits, you know. I
we
really
need
did
the
need the
habits
habits.
on top
But the
of the other things.
progesterone is
But
nice.
I felt like, how come no one told me? Like all the doctors I know, including our own Dr. Larissa, our medical advisor, she's like, oh, we didn't talk about that. Oh, no, we did talk about it.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
sleep like
different.
a
It's a
rock.
game
It's
changer.
amazing.
It's a game
Yes.
changer. It's a
Okay.
game changer.
I just, not that I'm not a pill pusher, but ask your
I'm
doctor
okay.
about
That's okay.
progesterone.
That's okay. I'm with
Uh,
you. I'm doing it with you.
Here we go. Progesterone had worked so well for me, and she's perimenopausal, right?
Yeah,
Delivery.
I know.
Okay,
I'm with you.
there you go. Okay, last question. We kind of talked on this, but knowing that we are at the tip of the iceberg of the menopause conversation,
Yeah, we are.
where do you think we're going next?
I mean, I hope we're going to a place of more access.
Mm,
Honestly, like I really do. I think we're going to go into a conversation about relationships in a big way. And I think that we're going to be in a place where we can understand and recognize solutions versus just, a lot of people jumping into, something that seems popular right now. Because I really do want this to be a goes along the timeline and it's not just oh gosh, menopause.
right.
I want it to be like everything else is right now, and so I'm hopeful about that. I'm hopeful more research gets done. That's going to take time, we just know it is. But I think that would be a great change, and the access will come with a lot of these workplaces stepping up in a big way.
Yeah.
I'm definitely aware of that. So I think we've got exciting things ahead, but that's why I know it's not a moment.
No,
That's why
it's
I know
not a
it's not a moment.
moment.
We
It's a
can't afford
movement.
it to be a moment.
No, because
Yeah.
we have 6,000 women stepping into this life
Every
stage
day.
every day. How
Isn't
could
that
that be a
crazy?
moment?
Isn't
Yeah,
that crazy?
I
Yeah,
know.
I
Well,
know. Thank goodness.
oh, here's Flow Space. Hi, guys. I'm honored to have met you. That's the other, I think,
Oh,
little
me
extra
too.
piece. This whole menopause conversation and social media, who knew, has connected
I
all of
love
these
it.
new friends, new women to share our journey. And so I'm honored to know you, be
Me
on the
too.
journey with, and best is yet to come.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Well, I can't wait for our next city.
I know. Well, we'll see you tomorrow at Wise Paws.
Oh, that's right. I'm here. I'm sorry. I wasn't even thinking. And we're planning another World's Hottest Menopause Party. So I will let you
You know
know.
I'm
Yeah.
in. That was super fun.
Yeah,
So,
that was
and
our
in
first
fact,
one. So
my cheeks are over pink because of Mally and that makeup
oh,
thing that she recommended, and I can never get it right. You know that pink stuff
I
she
love it.
did?
We know exactly. I love her so much.
She's the best. She's the best. Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
thank you,
Go
my
enjoy
friend.
your guy, and I'll
All
see you
right, we'll
tomorrow.
see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. Be well.
bye.
Bye, everyone.